Gotta make a move to a town that's right for me. Time to keep it moving, keep me grooving with new energy. Talk about it. Said I talk about moving on. Yeah, you gotta move on. Yeah, you learn to move on. Yeah, you live and move on. Yeah. Hello. Let me put the link in the chat. It is the Auntie Hour. It is the Auntie Hour. That's my little rendition of Funky Town. I love, girl, you don't know how much I love that song. But yep, talk about moving on. Yeah. Say we're about to move on. Yeah. We learn to move on. Yeah. Oh, happy Auntie Saturday / Sunday. It's Saturday. It's Sunday here. It's 12:32. I haven't eaten dinner yet. We are having a heat wave. Oh, yeah. A tropical heat wave. So hot outside. I haven't eaten. That is how hot it is. I have not eaten. It is ridiculous. Just cold water. And because it never gets this hot here, it feels very hot. All of the buildings are designed to keep heat in, not let heat out. So you're like, oh. And then you can't really go out because no place has air conditioning because it's 65 degrees here 99% of the year. Like we get like one warm week and this is it. Oh. It's a heat wave in Phoenix. Isn't Phoenix always a heat wave? And speaking of heat wave, boogie nights, whoa, boogie nights forever. Boogie nights, ain't no doubt, we are here to party, dance with the boogie, get down. We have to honor heat waves. We have to honor heat waves. That reminds me of my mom. That Too Hot to Handle album. Oh, the times we had. But who wants to shimmy on in the room? It is Ask Alex Auntie Hour edition. So the topics are open, the questions are free. Give a vocal from you to me. I could have been a rapper. I have the gifts. Oh, we got a real auntie coming through. Auntie Ina. Hello.
Oh shit, I ain't never done this. Hold up. Let me go downstairs, Alex. Hold on. Child, tell me why I done had a bunch of Red Bulls earlier. I am up over here on the East Coast, child. Girl, what are you even doing up?
It's 12:35, and I had 2 naps today.
Oh my gosh. See, at least you got some naps. I did not. I had to go to a funeral today for my partner's uncle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Thank you for the condolences. He lived a very long and wonderful life, so that's what's important.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's an expected death is the best, where it's like, okay, we can deal with this. You wanted to turn that life in anyway. Because at about 85, I'm going to be done with y'all.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, we over here in North Carolina, so we had a good old fume. It was a nice fume.
I was about to ask, how was the food?
You know what's funny?
I didn't know if that was appropriate. But then you said North Carolina. I was like, no, it's appropriate.
Do you remember Western Sizzling? Have you ever been to Western Sizzling?
No, I haven't. God.
So it's definitely up there with like Ryan's and Bennigan's and all of that. So they still have that where my partner's family is from. So instead of them having a good old fashioned fish fry repast, they actually just had us all go there today. But they did have crazy amounts of fish yesterday. So
Oh. I have family in North Carolina. That's so funny. I've spent some time there.
yes, you should come out here. At least go to Charlotte or something. Charlotte is popping now.
My mom and I, one of our favorite places there is have you been to the is it now, is it the K&W or the K&S cafeteria, or were there both and now there's just the K&W?
The last part is both, and now it's just KW.
Okay, all right, because I remember there was K&S when we first relocated from New York. But yeah, that K&W, I still remember those tenders and that honey mustard. Oh,
I think
God.
they still have one in like Rocky Mount or something, or like Greensboro and those places. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we lived closer to the Raleigh Durham area. We lived in the Triangle.
Oh, that's what's up. See, I would tell you more about me personally, but I don't need everybody knowing me like that on YouTube. I'll
Hmm.
have to hit you up on Instagram
Yeah, hit
and
me
be
up on
like,
Instagram because
mhm,
I passed through there. I passed through there. I'll say that.
I know that's right. But
Oh,
child,
Shauna said I went to a funeral the day before yesterday, and all they did was go to Publix, and I was thinking, what are we doing with our life? And that makes me think, like, I know I am going, and this is like something that happens when you're in your 40s and you have parents. You're like, shit, I'm gonna have to plan a funeral.
mm-hmm, mm,
Like, and I like, one, I'm not going. I'm not going to that. I'm not going to that. You're one, I'm not accepting your death. Let's start there.
I know that's
We're
right.
gonna start there. You don't get to die on me. The only reason I would allow it is for the life insurance because it's tax free. The
I
only
agree
reason
with
I
that.
would let you pass.
No, I agree with that 100%. Like both our parents, like both sets of parents, they're in their well into their 70s. So it's like we're both sitting here kind of like always thinking about it from time to time. But luckily everybody has their stuff planned out, and thankfully it probably won't be too bad of a process for us, but of course we'll just be really sad and everything. But we'll see. We'll have to cross that bridge when we get there, honey.
I want them to be old enough to where I'm not sad.
Exactly.
That's where it's like, okay, where it's more of a letting go. I
Mm-hmm.
want that. Like my parents got that. Like my grandparents were very old. They had dementia and Alzheimer's. So it was much so like it was slow progressing. So we got to say all the things we wanted to say, do all the things we wanted to do. We had peace. It was a peaceful death. It
Yeah.
wasn't, sudden and traumatic like a car accident.
Exactly. And that's basically how his uncle passed. Like he had went into hospice for a few weeks, and they gave us that time frame and we all were able to prepare during that time frame. So it worked out. It definitely worked out. And
But
funny enough, he was a Libra. I think his birthday would be in like a couple days from now. So
now I had someone suggest to me to move to North Carolina, and here is why I said no.
tell me why.
Because all of the money that I would save for their cheap rent, I would spend on a vehicle.
You're absolutely right. But rent is not even cheap anymore out here.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, well, I feel like homogenously, like across America, like Philadelphia rent, like it's cheap. It's cheap to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing like nice place, and also it's like it's a gentrifying like area, and so like I will say like I do have tall male privilege where there are neighborhoods that like as a woman you may really think twice about. As a tall black man, ain't nobody bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't
You
nobody
better
bothering
off
me.
just buying
I
a
look like the
house.
boogeyman from a distance. If I'm not switching, I look like the boogie. If I turn it off, now if I open the mouth, the purse falls out. But as long as I don't say anything, I'm okay.
So let me find out you finna be Candyman for Halloween, basically. Just tall and ominous.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
But no, I
but like,
think if you were to move here, I would. It's so, I don't know, it's complicated. There's so many like little cities that are going through. I wouldn't necessarily call them gentrification, more like rehabilitation, and trying to make them like little mini cities. A lot of those towns like Wilson and like Winston-Salem, they're trying to like build them up for people that don't want to live in like the metro-ish areas of North Carolina, which would be Charlotte
there are
and
metro
Raleigh and
areas in North Carolina. Metro. Y'all
Charlotte is
calling it
metro.
Metro. Now look at y'all calling it Metro. Y'all get using words, and I mean, that's like calling San Francisco a city. It's a town. Town. And you know why it's a town? Because
Why is it?
everybody here is in everybody else's business. In a city, you ain't got
Listen,
time for that shit.
Alex, let me tell you, it's the same thing here. Uh,
Oh, that's why I'm
look,
not there.
before you even started your live, like I said, I'm wired on Red Bull. I started going down a rabbit hole. We so country out here. I ended up going on Threads earlier, right? And it's some people that I know personally that don't even realize that they're doing fuck shit on Threads. And I guess they don't realize that we can see that shit. Like, people are not realizing that their thread account is connected to their Instagram account.
Ooh, no.
So people will make like a fake threads, and then all you have to do is go to the top of their thread
And then you see
profile
who it
and you
is.
see who
So
it
they're
is.
telling on themselves.
Like, it's really bad. And like I said, out here you can throw a rock and you'll find somebody that claimed they had sex with you. So it's just,
Yeah.
it's that small out here, especially in the Black community. It's way too small. Child, I don't know.
There
Sometimes I
is
even debate on staying here sometimes. Like, as much as I love it and the accommodations, I'm more so somebody who would do better in, like, honestly, California or like Colorado or something. But we gonna have to see.
I that is a that's a funny story because that reminded me I of an encounter I had when I lived in North Carolina where someone was closer to my circle than I thought. And I was like, "Oh Lord, this is too much." I would consider moving there. Like, you know what? I would say I would love to have like a vacation home in North Carolina.
You should get
That's
one. A lot of people don't have vacation homes here.
that is a perfect place to get. And like, and the thing is, because I live there, I know like I would get something maybe like more like north of Raleigh,
Mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm,
still the center of the state, like 2 hours from the beach, where I'm not dealing with the storm surge. I'm not dealing
mm-hmm.
with that type of insurance. I'm not, but I'm also like I can get to the beach. The beach is, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, with the way global warming is, I definitely recommend at minimum an hour and a half away from there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that would be, and it wouldn't have to be huge. It could be like a cute bungalow with a
Mhm.
nice hot tub, and like that you could get in like a town that's like out, like, outside of like maybe let's see. Okay, so we have Raleigh. Then what do we have going east?
You have Wake Forest, you have Creedmoor, you have Youngsville.
Ooh, oh my God, the love of my life lived in Creedmoor.
Really, I like
Hmm.
Creedmoor. It's
Oh
it's
yeah,
a
his
little
family
it's
had
a
a nice
little
ass house.
predominantly white, but for the most part, I like Creedmoor. They have excellent houses, very niche houses. Do you remember? I'm sure you know who this architect is. I cannot think of his name right now, but it's an architect who had like a particular style from the 70s, and he has like these houses that are like in little pockets of the entire country. He
Frank
has a
Lloyd
couple.
Wright.
Thank you. He has a couple houses going that direction. Like,
I dated a guy who had one of those houses there.
oh, okay.
I date up.
Period. You got to. You
I
got to.
mean, either your family got money or some money is somewhere.
Mm-hmm. But you
Somewhere.
already know the further direction you go, or the more you go to that direction, you definitely finna run into the wealthy folks. Um, there's that one property that's been abandoned for the last 12 years. It was this black man, he built it. And I want to say that house is probably the most expensive house in that area. They were trying to sell it for like 10 million. But over the last couple of years, the price has just been going down because they bought this property for 412,000, even though it's
I
worth 1.2 million, and now they hiked it up to 10.
I am not famous enough to date on Raya. I need to at least get 1 million subscribers for that. So
Yeah.
we're a long way off from
I don't
Raya.
even know if I would ever do that. They seem like they would be into, you know, super, super freaky shit that I'm not really down for on Raya. I don't know.
I don't think I've never heard that. I've just heard it was for like known people. And I've been on a date with somebody who acted like they didn't know who I was, but then I got to their house and they clearly knew who I was, and that
Hmm. That is awkward. I wouldn't know how to act in that kind of situation. I would have to get out as soon as possible. Because, like, pretending that you don't know who I am is crazy.
exactly like just say, "Oh, I like the show." Like that's it.
Hmm. That's all you got to say. Goodness. I'm glad I actually hopped on a live. I never get to hop on a live with you. I've listened to a lot of different ones. I feel like the most recent one I had caught was um you had like 5 or 6 people in the live, and it was talking about like Diddy stuff. And I'm not
Ooh.
gonna lie, it was like one young lady that was kind of like, she had my eyebrows raised over here. She kept saying certain stuff. And I was over here listening, and I'm like, I don't know how Alex can handle people speaking like this. But I'm glad that you can do
I'm not always on camera, but two,
it.
it takes all different kinds of people to have a conversation.
Absolutely. That's why I really did
As
appreciate
long
that.
as you're not disrespectful,
Hmm.
it's like, okay, we can have some discourse because a point can come out of it.
Absolutely. And that one young lady I'm speaking on, she did make some points, but she also was, a little
And
slightly
two,
cuckoo cuckoo, but that's okay. We need slightly cuckoo cuckoo in this world. It's totally fine.
I'm slightly cuckoo.
Same. Maybe not in the same aspects as this young lady, but it's totally fine.
But like in North Carolina, I could see being able to afford the property that I would want and the renovation.
Yes, you can, but you have to be, I don't know. Do you like split levels? Are you opposed to a split level? Like,
Well, you know what I'll say. I wouldn't be opposed, but my
mhm,
mother wouldn't have it.
she wouldn't have it. Okay.
She wouldn't have it.
Because I honestly feel
She would
like
say,
those are
"I
good
raised
properties.
you with style and dignity,
Yeah, I can
and
see
you
that.
purchased a split level home."
Hmm.
I have been dealing with your poor choices for 42 years now. Christ. Just put a knife in my heart.
Well,
I think who you
if
really.
not those homes, I grew up outside of Raleigh in a place called Garner.
Oh,
So,
I know Garner.
I grew up in good old Garner, North Carolina, honey. So
Oh
they
Lord.
don't have split level homes, but they have like those mini mansion and ranch style, craftsman style homes. It's a lot of those out there, and I want to say I could see you in something like that, but just like elevated, not like, you know what I'm saying, like a really nice modern take on one of those properties, kind of like the father of the bride type homes. You know what I'm saying?
Um, if I if I could find, I would say like if I was gonna do that, I like that's a little bigger than what I was thinking. I was thinking more
Okay.
like fashionable bungalow.
Hmm.
With like very, oasis for like maybe two people.
Okay. I'm trying to think of some other spots because out here, that's rare. Now in Charlotte, you will definitely find a bungalow style, but it's rare out here unless you're going towards Creedmoor. and you get those houses that were built for somebody and they just haven't been sold. Hmm.
But if I wouldn't mind buying like one of those like older homes out there and then like
Yeah.
renovating it.
Yeah. I've been considering that myself, like just with how global warming is going and how the materials are on some of these new constructions.
Exactly. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want new construction. I want something that's been here, that's been through a couple
Mm-hmm.
hurricanes. Get me
Mm-hmm.
something stone that ain't going that if it floods, you can just rinse it off. I don't need
Right.
no drywall. I need brick and mortar.
Exactly. And I think in some of those other towns that are outside of like Raleigh and Charlotte, you do even have some homes that are like not like plastered, but like they have like cement walls on some of them. So that would be pretty essential, especially with how everything is going. But out here in Raleigh, I don't think we have, I ain't gonna say that we won't ever have any flooding issues again. That's very high probability, but I think it's just best for everybody in this state to just be prepared for whatever we can be, especially just the East Coast in general. Just be prepared.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a lot going back to weather. But I will also say, living in California for the past 4 years, I miss weather.
Mm,
I miss weather. I never thought I would say, and I don't really miss winter. What I like from winter is you would sit down.
hmm.
Winter would sit you down, like you'd have the holidays and you'd bop around, and like the holidays is great, like fall. It starts to get cold around Thanksgiving. Like if you're, further north, like Thanksgiving, it's like, no, it's cold. You need a real coat on. But it's fun because it's like, okay, it's just a month of this. You can still like put on a nice coat and a sweater and you look cute. It's not January and February. That's just awful.
Hmm.
Awful.
Like right now
But
over here today, like I heard you say earlier, it was hot over there. It was exceptionally hot out here today. I think it was like 82, 84, somewhere around there. But it
hmm
felt hotter than that. And it's like the beginning of October.
but yeah, but everything there has air conditioning. Nothing here
Mhm.
has air conditioning.
Oh no, yeah. See, that's what I have not been out there in a long time to the West Coast. I intend to go, but yeah, that lack of AC, that's gonna irk me. I'll have to have a nice little mini fan with me at all times.
Because and really like it only gets warm like 1 week out here. Like it
Mm.
might get like 90 for like a day and then it'll cool down that evening where it's like, oh, it's not, we'll get like one more week.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So yeah, it's not enough to get an air conditioning unit for. It's not like if it was a month like this, everybody would have AC. But
Yeah.
with it's just a week, so it's like, we'll get through it.
Do y'all leave your windows open often because of that?
I do.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up. I need to make my way that way. Get a change of scenery.
It was definitely a fun experience. But as I was saying about winter, like those 2 months of January, February, and even March,
Hmm.
those are great. Like you sit down, it's spring semester, or whatever is going on, you're buckled down with school, you're buckled down with work, you're at the gym. Like it's wonderful months of like kind of forced self-care because you don't want to go anywhere because it's cold.
Right.
And then also like you want to get ready for spring and summer. So but here it's like it's consistently like kind of spring weather, but never
Hmm.
enough to really like get motivated to work out.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I need that motivation and that downtime. And also, a great thing is like, you get fit for the summer, you're fit, you do salads all summer. And then the second Labor Day comes, you start eating burgers again. You're like, okay, nobody's going to see my stomach for the next 6 months. I can enjoy eating all through Christmas. And then New Year's, start losing the weight again. And I think it's a beautiful cycle, and I miss it. I miss cuffing season. Also, cuffing season is so real on the East Coast. And I think because every day seems the same out here and it never gets cold, we don't have cuffing season.
Yeah, that's no fun. Y'all definitely need that. Or at least have like, I don't know. That is interesting that y'all don't have something like that.
It's because of the weather. It's never like It gets cold here, I would say like around Thanksgiving, but
Hmm.
it's not that it's not snuggle cold. It's like crisp fall cold, but it's not
Yeah, nice and is it like a good breeze, especially since y'all are out there in like San Francisco and stuff? You get like a good breeze and stuff.
always a good breeze. And then too, it depends on the area of the city that you live in. Because
Mhm.
some areas are like we have microclimates out here where like one block it will be 10 degrees warmer than another block.
Oh, that's actually to me that kind of sounds really cool. Not gonna lie.
No, it's a pain in the it sounds cool, but it's a pain in the ass because you're always taking on or you're always putting on or taking off your sweater. Bronx, what are you doing?
Ooh, sorry about that. I had to do the same thing that you was doing earlier. I had to hit this thing real quick, honey, because
I understand that.
so it's still not legal out here.
It is legal now. It's not legal in Pennsylvania, but in Philadelphia, the only punishment is a $25 fine, and
Hmm.
it's legal in Jersey. So I can go there to a dispensary, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
That's so crazy. I'm so sick of the state rules on that. Like we have a Cherokee reservation that opened up a dispensary out here, and anybody can go to it. You don't have to like be part of the reservation or anything. Anyone can come to it. So one day I'm gonna try to head over there and see what they got going on. But I don't know if
Oh
they
my
have like any
goodness.
access at the
I
moment.
just realized like it's legal in New York, but it's not legal in Atlanta. So
Mhm.
I don't know if I'd ever be able to do a live show there because I ain't getting arrested in Atlanta. Mm-mm.
It's so stupid that it's not
It's a
legal.
felony there.
That's so
Now,
freaking stupid.
I ain't playing with that. I do not play with Georgia. I do not play with who? Fulton County.
Mm-mm, don't play with Fulton County at all. It's just they have some of the silliest rules. Their infrastructure is falling apart. Atlanta ain't been hitting for me in the last few years. It's not appealing. It's just not that appealing.
Oh, Alyssa said, how do I call in? Here is the link.
Yeah,
I am
Alyssa, come on in.
I'm looking forward to Philadelphia because it's not just affordable for me, but the sale prices are affordable. And
Yeah,
so I'm like, I can I can market these apartments and it's like, oh, anyone can actually buy them. I don't have to find millionaires because they millionaires hide.
yeah. And you get a lot of rooftop apartments out there in Philadelphia. They have a whole lot of that. Real nice
Yeah.
little.
I saw one house that had a hot tub already on the roof.
That's sexy.
Already on the roof. And I'm like, all you need is a glass enclosure so you can use that fucker year round.
Mm-hmm. I like Philly. I was just there. What was it, 2 years ago? And I had to go a couple of times for a job that I had, and it was pretty dope. I like that marketplace that they have near Temple University. That's really nice. And what else? I don't know. The food was decent. I'm glad that they have so much variety out there. I could not tell you every spot that I ate at, but they have so much variety when it comes to food.
I'm looking forward to that. I haven't really enjoyed the food out here that much.
I can see that. I mean, you already know, you probably had an idea before you even went, and it probably just got confirmed when you went there.
Yep.
Yeah, but I love food, honey. I'm big time foodie. So if you ever, I'm gonna hit you up on Instagram for my actual profile. That way you know who I am. And if you are ever in the area outside of like Raleigh, Durham, I'll definitely give you some recommendations.
Okay. Allison, you can call in at the same time as us. That's the great thing about StreamYard. You can have several people for you can have a full conversation. Um, I am trying to figure out how like I'm all ready to move. I'm looking at apartments and then it's the actual issue of do I rent something sight unseen or do I get an Airbnb?
I would get an Airbnb in Philly.
but the Airbnbs are like more expensive, significantly more expensive.
I think you should pay the price primarily because you should, let's say you get there, if you take the sight unseen option and then you don't like the area like that, or
I
you
have
don't
some
even like the
friends.
rest of the building itself, you know?
I have some friends on the ground there that have given me some places that are like, they should be like, I live here or I live next door to here. But it is, but I do, there is that level of I would rather do the Airbnb, but they just want $3,700 for an Airbnb.
That's ridiculous. In Philly,
Yep. Traveling with a dog. And
it
then
better
it's
be for
November,
like
so
three,
it's the
4 weeks.
holidays. What?
I said it better be for 3, 4 weeks. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's for the month.
Okay, okay. Ain't too bad. But still, that's a big chunk. That's just extra.
That's more than I like. That's more than the apartment. That's more than my apartment now.
Yeah. It's just money you don't have to spend. I get it.
Like that's a lot.
Yeah. If you already have, support systems that are out there letting you know, like, hey, this is good, this ain't, then hey, take that risk. You know what to do if you don't like it. You can break the lease or something.
Well, no,
If it come
there's
down to that, but
I see a 1940 before taxes, so that would be 25.
okay. And how many bedrooms are you looking for and all that?
Just a one bedroom or a studio.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. You should have a lot of options in.
Like for the actual apartment, yeah, just like they have, and also all their apartments there have washers and dryers. I'm like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, I forgot what living in the real world was like.
Are you open to like those loft styles with the spiral staircases? Because they got a lot of those in Philly too that are really
Uh,
nice.
I'm not going to do a spiral staircase because of Bronx and because
Mm-hmm.
I'm no, just because of me. I'm like, that's a hazard. Like, spiral staircases are like, I really like, they were cute. They looked cute when I was younger, but now I look at them and I'm just like, no, that's a hazard. Like, that is just an accident waiting to happen. We
Yeah,
build spiral staircases like we have universal health care in this country, and we don't.
you ain't lying. Well, I see that somebody has joined. Is this person's name Allison?
Show is up in here.
I
Hello,
love that name.
Hippos.
I love the name Allison.
Now, look, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something about my name. It's Alissonraw because my name is Alessandra. But people with accents, they pronounce my name. They say Alissonraw, Alissonraw. But it's
That is cute.
Alessandra.
Oh.
Alessandra. So it's like if you go to Italy, that's how they say my name, Alissonraw.
Alissonraw.
Even though it's spelled like you'll see Alessandra, Alessandro. Anyways, Alex, I got some for you. Why when I'm texting my friends do I send the pictures of your legs up in the air? Screenshot.
Legs to why is it that my legs to the moon are more relevant than Rashida's hit legs to the moon?
Exactly. Yeah, and they know exactly what I'm on when I do it. Too. They be like, "Girl, shut up," because I'm joking. Listen, it's a whole thing, and because I sent it to them, now they watch you because they didn't understand the group chat was in shambles when they figured out what was going on, and now it's our thing. We send each other your legs,
Oh my God.
and we have listen, it's the whole thing. It's so much fun, and it's like I don't know because we were clowning Rashida before with the legs to the moon because in the song, Candy is like, "I'll take it even if it hurts," and she's like, and
Oh
we're like, "This song
God.
is not sexy. This is not a sexy song."
Candy isn't, now that I think about it, Candy isn't sexy. And Rashida's eye bags aren't sexy.
Have y'all noticed Candy's been dropping a lot of weight?
Yeah, she said
Oh,
she was gonna
zipping.
do that.
Yeah, she definitely looks good. I was noticing that the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, her face is like
Yeah,
showing.
because you know
Showing.
they tour the Escape 3,
Mm.
Escape 3 tours, not Escape 4, Escape 3. They be
Yeah, they
touring.
do. They do be touring.
And like DC 3. No, let me stop. Um so she's always been in the limelight. Really, she's been in the limelight since she was a teenager.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people forget that she really was in the limelight when she was a teenager, and then she helped to usher in the type of music we hear now, that type of sing-songy rap. You make me want to throw my picture out the window. That type of
Uh-huh.
sing-songy rap. That was all her. If you listen to her own single album that she came out with, heard you in the booty club with, trying to get a new love. I scream and shout. That's her whole thing. That was her stick, and she literally introduced an entire different genre of females on male records, because a lot of the times we were just singing the hooks and singing the oohs and the ahs. And she was like, no, you got to be in the forefront of the record yourself. So you have to do that. And that's why we give Beyonce credit as like this type of like rapper. But really, she learned that from Candy. That's Candy's style. You can go back to all her records and you will hear that same style. She is sing rapping, and then she's singing hooks, but she's sing rapping throughout the record. And that's why the biggest records of Destiny's Child were records that had that followed that method. So, I could go on and on about the music. So
So,
I
Allison,
didn't
I
mean to
have
distract.
a question.
Mhm.
Yes.
I have a question in regards to what she's speaking on because she's actually got my brain cooking.
Mhm.
So, what do you call someone like Petra then? Because when I think of women who are like sing rapping, I kind of think of reggae artists too. I don't
Yeah,
just
but that's
stop
right.
it.
That's what you would call the dance hall style. The dance hall style of music is to hear a woman who's kind of like sing rapping anyways. Because
Right. So could we say that Candy was inspired by dance hall?
I I think we could say that, but dance hall didn't have, if you will, even at the time in records, dance style did not have the quickness among the women. The women were, you could go to Lady Saw, you could go to Tanya Stevens, you could go to Petra. They're still slowly on the record. They're still doing it. If the beat is 4/4, they're doing 4/4. Where Candy's
Mm-hmm.
doing 8/4.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still a uniqueness of, and that's where I give credit to a lot of what the new thing is. The Black American ethnicity of music creates that type of thing. That type of rap is very specific
Yeah.
to, even though if you and don't get me wrong, because even if you listen to the male dance hall records, they do sound like that. They're fast on the record, but they're very much, what's the best way I could put it? Um, it's repetitive. It's kind of like when people give credit to like Busta Rhymes, and they're like, and I feel like I gotta get away, get away, get away. And I'm like, okay, he's actually doing a lot of repetitive in his rap, as opposed to like a Twista from Chicago, who's actually giving you words. All of that is language. All of that is
Yeah.
language. But people want to
Busta's
give credit
inspired.
to like Eminem, and it's like y'all giving credit to Eminem, but really that style of being able to deliver that many words in a record is owned by Twista, and he's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records for how fast he can rap. So it's like, I mean, I could go on, you guys. I'm coming from the club. That's why I'm hyped like this.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. What time is it? It's 3:10 over here. And I left the club a little early because it was it was getting a little too young up in there. Mm-mm.
Not too young.
It was getting too young. You know what? Y'all left whatever club y'all was at, and y'all done congregated over here. We stepping over here. We stepping. So I'm over here in the Chi-Town. We're stepping. Okay.
I feel
It ain't none of your music here. We not playing none of your records.
No young boys, no
Ain't
YFs, no
none of
Lucci's, Gucci's, Fucci's, or
none
Keroducci's.
of that. We not playing none of that. We are playing Steppers records, and we not playing R. Kelly. So understand that up in here, we grown folk up in here. We grown folk with sense. So when it starts getting a little young, it's like, y'all got bored. And then I came out the club, and they in the parking lot twerking on the damn cars. See, that's why we can't have nothing nice. This why we can't have nothing nice. Because now if the police come around, they know y'all asses wasn't in the club, right? They know. Because they know it's grown folk up in here. This like 35 and up. 35 and up. Don't even come up in here if you're a child. So, I'm hyped because I went and got some food. I got a gyro.
Oh, a year. I do love a Euro.
And you see how Alex is, because you can find out about people when you say that word. Is it gyro? Is it euro? Is it gyro? Is it hito? You're gonna get people giving you all sorts of language when it comes to that word, and you can tell where they're from. East Coast people say it like Alex.
Yeah.
Midwest say gyro. But then again, you don't know, because you'll meet people on the East Coast who are like, no, that's they're elitist. It's hito. I'm like, so there's no G. It's hito. Anyways,
You're silly.
I
Hey, Alex, really quick, I want to let you know because I'm actually about to hop off. Funny enough, I thought I was already following you, but I did send you a message. It's only letting me send one. So I'm going to hop off, but you should see me. I literally just followed you and sent you a message.
who, me
Oh,
or
No,
Alex?
Alex. Alex.
Okay, I was gonna say, I don't
No,
have nothing on my.
so
I would
much.
have been a good investigator if I found you, honey, but
Yeah,
no.
I was gonna say, girl, I don't have nothing popping on my I have nothing going on. I'm just having a good time over here. And I
Well,
saw that y'all were on, so I was like, get out of here. Am I about to see? Am I about to be on the?
yep. And I am actually going to go on and make myself a tuna sandwich. So I want to thank y'all for hopping on for this little
Yes,
auntie
this was
hour.
fun.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm
And
glad I
I
made
will
it.
see y'all soon.
Okay.
Yeah. You take care and enjoy your sandwich.
I sure will. Y'all too.
Bye.